Hi, welcome to the stream. We have a couple of cool new theme books to dive into here. We've got Nadine, Jack, Raina, Finn, Matilda, and a crew theme that we're not going to do quite yet. Um, but we've got two guest star personas. Uh, you met Two Boots, Gabriel last week. Um, hey there, thanks for coming back. And Richard, we've got a new guest here. Richard, say hi to the camera for us.
Hello, camera. I am Richard Becker. It's a pleasure to be here.
Excellent. So we are going to start off with uh, Finn as one of his theme books, um, and defining relationship, my other half. So your other half, your partner in crime, I'd do anything for him, uh, but he's your ex.
Oh,
Um,
no. It
no,
that is my twin brother, Duncan.
your sorry, what do you mean?
The other half is
The other half is your brother, Duncan.
brother, yes. It's
Okay.
the weakness tag is who in the relationship that they're related to or some other person like causes stress with that person's relationship. Duncan's
Okay.
ex is the one that is a complication.
That
That's
makes
the one
sense.
who still I have a working relationship with, and Duncan and it's not super happy about it. But I'm not getting rid
Okay.
of someone who sends me clients just because they broke
Yeah.
up.
So what do you think about um, Duncan being uh, sort of stolen away from working with you uh, by uh, a real estate agent working for her own big company?
I mean, considering we were supposed to be in business together, what are you doing about this?
Oh, I thought that he was uh, last week. You know, someone had the card for DNS. Um, I thought the two of you were sort of competing against uh, each other.
Oh no, we're both scheduling the same house, but we're in the same group.
Okay.
But you still have different agents.
Yeah.
Um, the fact that if he's now giving out cards that are for a completely different company, and yeah, we have to have a talk about that. It's like, so you're just moonlighting or going to a whole new company without even telling me? This is why
Yeah.
that's going to be interesting.
Okay. Um, well, that's a bit of a surprise for you. Do you want to go with that or something else?
Oh yeah, that totally is good because I already was mad at him for double booking a client, let alone now having a separate company. Yeah, it's gonna be not a great
Okay.
scene.
Uh, so Richard, why don't you be the brother, Duncan,
Mhm.
and Boots, uh, be the um, Eva Eva Rice of Rice Properties, trying to uh, woo Duncan away from his uh, life with um, Finn,
Yes,
doing personal real estate.
excellent.
So maybe we can cut back and forth there. So we
Sure.
see Finn and Duncan together, and Finn, you've just found this card, or the card that uh, the woman Raina's played last time showed you had his name on it, the DNS, but it was someone. It was Eva's business card, and now you're going to confront him about why
A
why
much
he's
more expensive card stock than you were using for yours.
Just uh, just coming in and eventually being like, Duncan, how many? Like, we have a calendar. You knew I had a client there. Why did you send someone else to that house at the same time?
Well, look, I can't keep all of this visibly hesitating. I can't keep all this clear in my head all the time. Look, I know we have a calendar, but I mean, come on, I've got other things besides work. I've got a life.
Yeah, apparently you also have another work. So, who's Ava?
Ava? Oh, yeah, Ava. Yeah, Ava's also in the business. It's well, I'm just doing some consulting. You know, I'm just trying to pick up a little extra money on the side for us, for our business.
Let's cut to Eva and Duncan. What was your first meeting like? Eva, how did you find Duncan, and what did you do to sway him?
Uh, yeah. I uh yeah, I think that there was um a a phone call. I don't think the first time we met would have um would have been in person, but I think I would have somehow gotten your home number, even though you make a point of not giving that out.
Mhm.
Bring, bring.
What time of day is it?
Oh, actually, I should ask. When approximately is this set? Do we still have landlines, or is this?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
so tech wise is like 90s, early
oh, okay,
2000, like
yeah,
flip
that's
flip
okay.
phones,
Yeah, yeah.
not iPhones.
Flip phones, not iPhones. Landlines are still a thing. Got it.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Back in the olden days.
Oh,
Uh,
In olden times.
long ago in the misty days of the dinosaur. Yes.
yes. Bring, bring.
Just before I answer, what time of day is it?
Oh, this would have been. Um,
Mhm.
this would have been right, like right when you finish eating, when you exactly no longer have the excuse for dinner.
Okay. Um. Well, hello.
Uh, hello, Duncan. This is Miss Rice. I've um,
Hello.
I've been watching your portfolio for a while, and I
Is that
think
what
that
they call it?
I think you would be very well suited to a project of mine. See, I I have an expansion that I'm planning, and I need to take on uh some extra experienced hands. You know the house on you know the Lloyd Heights Street?
Mhm. Yeah, I
Uh,
know about it. I've never sold any place on there.
well, I think you would be very good for it if you could if if you could do me a favor and we'll meet in person. I think I can get you of a very respectable commission.
Hang on just a second. I need to check my calendar. Cover the mouthpiece of the phone. Yes. Oh God, yes. Uh, when do you need me? When do you need me? Um, put down my piece of pizza and I get my pen and paper. What time? When do you need me? Where are we meeting?
Yes. Uh s- um Saturday, 8 o'clock. I believe you're free then.
Yes, I believe I am too. I'm looking forward to meeting you. I've got to say you have a lovely voice, Ava.
Like, well, uh, thank you. It's useful. I like getting things my way. I'll see you
Well,
soon.
then, see you then. Oh shit! Yeah, I'm sorry. Shouldn't swear. Yes. All right.
Okay. Cut back to your conversation with Finn.
Mm.
Uh, Finn, he's 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 bailing on you. He's two-timing you. What's going on?
So you joined another company and you weren't gonna tell me there's only the two
Oh,
of us in this company.
I know that. I know that. Finn, come on. I didn't. I'm not quitting, and I'm not joining another company. I'm consulting. This is. This could really be good for us. No joke. It really could.
Did you even get any paperwork from her?
Well, no. This is a handshake agreement. We're friends.
That's not how any of this ever works.
Have you met Ava?
No,
Well, if you meet Ava, you'll know that sometimes that is how it works.
but so many of your schemes have dealt with like this and they never go well.
Schemes? Oh, come on. You're still calling them schemes. I think of them as plans that could go
Mm-mm.
big.
No, no, plans are have timetables and like charts and we have these organized. The those are schemes.
Well, okay. Maybe you're right. I can't remember the name of the street that I was given, but I specifically named that street and it's costly. It's an expensive street to live on and to get
I,
houses on.
Lloyd
Very
Heights.
pricey. Lloyd Heights. And I say, Lloyd Heights is a plan, Finn. That's a plan. That's something real. You can you just have some faith in me? Come on. I'm not asking that much.
What a place size. Okay, I'll. When are you needing to do the places for her?
I, we've got an ongoing arrangement. I we've I do it in the off hours when I'm not working for our business. It's pretty easy, honestly. If you just check my calendar, as you keep bringing up, for our company, then you'll see that I've got X number of hours otherwise, and I fit it in. I fit it in. Ava and I, we call each other up and we make arrangements, and you
Wait,
know,
wait.
and consulting. It's a consultation.
So you're showing all of these places outside of business hours?
Outside of our business's hours, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm
like
not taking any time away from us. I swear.
no, but
Okay,
it
there was
seems a
some the
little
other week. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's just look, tell me ones that you can't do for our business and I'll pick them up. But like be careful going to those places like at night. If it's that neighborhood, they're definitely going to be watching those places because a lot of those empty houses are prime targets for people going in and either squatting or seeing what they can steal.
Do I seem like the kind of guy who's going to just walk into something with his eyes closed, Finn?
Do I have to answer that?
No, clearly you know I wouldn't. So we're good, aren't we? Come on, bro. It's gonna be fine.
Just watch yourself, Duncan.
Wait till
Don't
you
let her.
see the money. Think about the money. That's what I'm thinking. Well, a little about Ava too. Have you seen her?
I've never heard her name before I saw it on the card.
Oh, well, believe me, if you saw, well, I saw her first, so don't even think about it.
Let's cut to the meeting of Duncan and Ava. Duncan, you are walking in blind, with your eyes closed. You like open the door, and yes, you walk into this without seeing.
Mm,
And you and Ava are meeting at this property that she wants you to uh, help her sell. Uh, it's in the old quarter, very uh, old money there, and the uh, the ever present mist is thin on the ground.
mm. Well, this is quite a spread. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
And Ava is going and kind of like showing you down the halls in these like impressively high heels that are clacking rhythmically on the marble, and she has this uh like this suit that's like almost like tailored, like wasp tailored, like very like everything about her is like very sharp and hungry.
Mm,
Uh, yes, so I have uh, I, the you know the expansion project uh, going well, and I want to get my claws uh, uh, into this neighborhood, but I am I'm just a little bit short on men,
well, that's good news.
and I
Duncan
and she
smiled.
kind of uh like rubs her nails together. I think you can help me with that, can't you?
I'll try my hardest.
Good. All right. Well, uh, I'm uh, I'm hoping to have this house closed by the end of the month,
Right. I think I can help you
and
make that happen.
kind of like walk out to the balcony of this house that like overlooks all of like that like overlooks this cliff so that we can see the entire city lit up at night.
Mm, quite a view,
There's a
he says, looking at Ava.
yes, you know, the right kind of person can have anything they see. They're hungry enough to take it. She goes and turns towards Duncan.
Mm, Duncan says, well, did skip dinner to get over here. I feel pretty hungry tonight myself.
she drags a nail down your chest.
Nah. You know, we didn't actually see the entirety of the place. Perhaps you could show me around to bedroom?
And I think she reaches out for you to offer an arm, and the camera is going to rotate, and we're going to fade to black.
Nice.
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 Uh, do you want to close things out, Finn and Duncan, or is that good? I think that's probably good.
I think that's good.
Okay.
That
Excellent. Thank you.
seems quintessentially Duncan.
Channeling Miles Archer from the Maltese Falcon. Film noir fans will know what I mean.
Raina, would you like to do something for Lexi?
Sure. I don't know which one to do though.
That's okay. Let's see. So you've got your routine as an EMT. It's your daily job. You've got a medical bag with like chock full of supplies. Trained in life-saving techniques, and your mission: keep hope alive. Let's do your training. You are it's your first day at school. You are in an EMT crash course to get your certification.
Okay. I like that.
Richard, you are the grizzled paramedic who has seen it all, and you're in charge of this course.
She runs in just a tiny bit late, just runs to her seat and just, tries to get settled real quick and so she doesn't get in trouble.
Glad to see you could join us.
I apologize.
I'm sure people are going to appreciate your apology when you show up late for when they need you in the field.
She looks absolutely mortified.
He looks completely and totally unsympathetic. He says, "So, today we are going to talk about fire victims." Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking mostly we're going to be talking about crispy critters. Well, you're not working for the morgue. There'll be bodies to take, but there's also going to be people who have had burns and are still very much with us. Okay? Now, you understand that some of these people from your reading, if you did your reading, will have third-degree burns so bad they don't even feel them. All the nerves are burned away. Unfortunately, this is not usually the case. Most people are going to be in some real pain, and I want to know if you know what to do. There are certain procedures. They involve medication. They involve a good bedside manner. And frankly, they also involve knowing how to move someone who is burned so badly that they are sticking to their bed sheets, to their chairs, to whatever happens to be at hand when the fire burns them. So, I am going to be my own volunteer today, and I have brought in some useful materials to work with. And I am going to see if you studied the part in our chapter where you know what to do to get me free from these materials. And you see he's got a box. starts taking out these rather sticky looking rolls of bandages and so forth. And he says, I'm going to attach some things to myself. And you have these tools, these field tools at hand. And I'm going to use these bandages to attach myself to this desk. And you, lucky volunteer from the class, are going to have the opportunity to free me so that you can put me on the stretcher. If you get it wrong, I'm going to scream. And you are never in your life going to forget these screams until you have to do it in the field for real.
Lexi's trying to hide behind her book.
Now let's see, where can I find a volunteer? Ah, you there. Oh, Lexi, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right, Lexi. I'm going to have you be my rescuer, and I'm going to ask Bob there to help me by bandaging me to the table. We're going to give it a couple of minutes to set. And then you, lucky you, are going to have an opportunity to do something that, well, won't scar me, but it might scar your grades. Let's see how well you do.
So
And-
Bob starts bandaging, wrapping you up. While
To the table.
he's doing this, you've got like 20 seconds of just what is going through your head as you're watching Bob do this to your instructor.
Well, she's got her book open and she's like quickly looking through the steps and everything, trying to quickly memorize it. So she walks slowly up there, looks at the instruments he's got laid out, trying to map it all together.
I want to
Please.
remind everyone in the class, no one coach Lexi. You're supposed to be observing what she does. You can learn from this as well as she does. Watch what she's doing. If she gets it wrong, make a note of that. More importantly, if she gets it right, make a note of that.
What tools does he have laid out there?
Some fairly basic things. I think the term is forceps. There's bandage shears. Let's see, a couple of other things. See, the thing is,
Probably got you've probably got shears.
Yeah, see, I
Um,
don't
that
know
look
either, so we're
like-
gonna guess.
They look like angled scissors with like
Yes.
a round tip.
Okay.
Mhm.
And they cut through anything. But they look like safety scissors if you didn't know what they were.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
have seen those. Yeah.
There's probably some syringes that he would have laid out. There's more bandaging. There's a big rectangular, about 6 by 10-inch flat, just package with an occlusive dressing in it.
Well, as she.
Well, there's one more thing.
Okay.
There is a shoebox labeled in case of emergency. It's closed. You don't know what's in it. Your instructor is having some fun with you.
This is hilarious. The box is tempting her. As her mythos.
As the bandages are setting in place, they're like plaster bandages. Your instructor says to Bob, "Good job, Bob. You caught some of my arm hair in there. Good. I really will be screaming." No. Good job, Bob. Have a seat.
When she finally gets there, she starts talking to him calmly. You know,
Moan.
checking
Moan.
checking him out to see where the worst of it is. I'm sorry.
Moan. Moan. Cough. Cough.
Okay, she's
wheeze,
not laughing. I am.
Cough. Wheeze. He's actually saying these things. He's not doing it. He's just saying cough. 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 Wheeze. And he's fixed his eyes on what your hands are doing. He's not even looking at your facial expression.
Okay, so
Cough,
she's
cough, wheeze.
trying to look like she's assessing where the worst of it is. She has the
I'm
Is
stuck.
the shears.
I'm stuck. I burn to this table. Help me.
She starts
It
trying to
hurt.
gently cut him away.
Moan, groan. Ow, ow.
Um, is the syringe labeled morphine by any chance?
It's not labeled morphine, but there are a couple of vials of liquid. And if you inspect them, and there's a giant bottle uh, that you think says, like, oh, what did he call it? He called it normalsaline.
Mm,
But then there's a small one that does say morphine on it.
She mock does the morphine to give him some
mhm.
painkillers.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Okay. So she keeps trying to cut him loose, and if he's not paying attention, she tries to
Quiet
pick up
groan.
the
Quiet groan.
corner of the box to see what's inside.
He is paying attention and he says, your patient may be dying. You'd better keep your mind on the job unless you really think you need that.
Okay. She goes back to doing what she was doing.
Okay.
So she gets it cut away,
All
and he
right.
hasn't managed to scream yet.
He actually does not scream. He once or twice gives a quick jump like he's about to see what you'll do. Jump.
She stops what she's doing to reassess what's going on.
Now
Make sure
he looks
she's
at your face. And then he looks at your hands, but looks back to your face. He wants to know what what you're really thinking at that moment when he was jumping. Did you panic?
uh it startled her. It definitely startled her. She pulled her hand back.
And he says, I'm the one who's hurt. You have to stay calm.
Yes, sir. So she goes back to focusing and doesn't startle the next time he jumps.
Okay. Hmm. Oh, groan, groan, groan.
uh am I supposed to move you alone, sir?
No, you just have to get me free. Bob
Okay.
is going to get up and come on, Bob, and you will help put me onto the stretcher. Bob's not being tested yet. I'm watching what you do.
Uh, she kind of goes still for a second. Tries
Patient
to
is in trouble.
she's,
Cough, cough.
she's looking
Please.
at Bob for help. She's like, "Oh my god."
Bob is out of the line of sight of your instructor,
Hmm.
and he sort of like grimaces, knowing that he'd been in your situation before with this same guy, and he just sort of like nods over, like indicating to, now that you've cut him free, you should probably dress the wound and bandage it up so you can keep it clean before getting him on the stretcher.
Trying to look like she was not looking at Bob, she grabs the bandages and starts dressing him.
Okay. Um, he pauses. He puts his hand on your hand real quick and says, "How much did you give me?"
Oh, uh, the
It is.
morphine.
Yes. Yes. He says, "Now you saw how much of my body was burned. You have to make a snap judgment."
Okay, I don't actually know the numbers, but she thinks she gave you a relatively good amount for the right,
That's all
like
you
the
need to
right
know.
dose.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the main thing. I don't know the correct dosage, and neither do you. Point is, your character and the instructor will know. So
Right.
Yes.
he takes his hand off of your hand and he says, "Good. Continue."
Whew. Okay, she keeps going.
All right, you have him bandaged. Quiet groan. Quiet groan. What are you gonna do? Save my life. Cough, cough.
Okay,
Wheeze,
Bob, let's
cough.
move him now.
All right.
Okay. Bob sort of recognizes that, yeah, the scenario's wrapping up. All that needs to get done is get him on the gurney.
Right.
So we gently do that, as
So-
gently
Right.
as possible.
You
Mhm.
you gently put him on and strap him in with the seatbelts, and that's a wrap.
He
What?
says one thing here. He says,
Yeah.
and scene, take Bob, unstrap me. And he says, he says, all right. Now you all saw what she did here. Now she sort of did something wrong, but she didn't. My instructions for this test were to cut me free. She went the extra steps. She knew what had to be done. She helped me with my pain. She dressed the wound as well and bandaged it. And then I was put onto the stretcher. I at no point did I say to put me on the stretcher. Now, if this was a full scenario, oxygen would have been the next thing to do because I keep cough, cough, wheeze, wheeze. I've been in a fire. I wasn't just burned, I've also inhaled a lot of smoke. But that's not the point. This student has gone the extra mile. You've done really well. I'm very impressed. And Lexi,
Yes,
you've
sir.
learned not to jump. Good.
She thanks
Congratulations.
him, and she looks actually pretty happy and a little more confident when she goes back to her seat.
Don't get too full of yourself, though.
No, sir.
All right.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Um, who's next? Matilda, Nadine? Either of you have a theme book you want to go for?
Sure. I think last time I did the routine, I'll go with Renee and explain defining relationship.
Okay. Boots, you were Renee last week, so why don't you be Renee again?
Absolutely.
You remember her? She was the other bounty hunter
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, the
okay.
other bounty hunter that were fighting over the the mark that escaped.
She's actually a cop, but yes. Yeah.
Oh, cop. Okay.
I think in this scene, in my mind, Renee comes from a pretty opulent, wealthy family, and they're having kind of like this lavish party at their home. And Nadine's gonna invite herself over to kind of pry for information about a crime syndicate.
Mm-hmm. Where is this in the chronology? Is this while you're dating, or is this after the breakup?
This is after the breakup, but she might not be especially pleased with me considering it's a pretty on and off dynamic.
Sure. Yes. Okay. I know exactly the type. Okay.
Okay.
So just the most recent breakup.
The most recent breakup.
I wouldn't even say breakup. It's just like a situation where she just kind of got ghosted because
It's
Nadine.
complicated.
Yeah, Nadine's
Just
not the best.
Just updating the notes.
Oh God. Um. Yeah. So, in this opulent mansion or homestead, there's like rhythmic beats and air filled with laughter and the clinking glasses, and Nadine kind of eyes at Renee, and she kind of nudges her head to like this corner that's kind of away from everyone else.
Yeah, and Renee is like not like not overdressed. I think that there's this kind of thing that you do when you're very comfortable at something like this. So she has this loose float flowy shirt that's kind of tucked into these dark flowy pants, and um it's not overdone. It's just enough. And she has a bowl. She has a this glass goblet of punch from a big punch bowl that's out by the dance room.
Nadine is kind of drinking and swirling her little wine glass, and she's like, "Well, you look different. You look beautiful as always. How are you? It's been a while."
It it has. I didn't think you would show up.
Well, I got somewhere that you might know a couple more things about the crime syndicate that I told you about last time.
Huh. Yeah. You is that all? Is that all this is? You just wanted to come here and talk about work?
I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, this is my job, and you have the details I
This
need.
is this is a party, and uh and there's drinking and dancing, and you come here to ask ask me questions uh when when I'm off the clock.
Yeah,
There's
it's a little pertinent.
it's always it's always pertinent. It's look, there there's um there's always stuff in this city. Something is always going down. Um it never stops. You have to relax or you will burn yourself out. And she takes a pull of the punch goblet.
Nadine's like, kind of clears her throat, and she's like, let's just say that and she kind of lowers her voice and says the serpents are eyeing out my territory, and I need to, have the information as soon as possible. And I've heard that you have the juiciest intel right now, or at least your precinct does.
She um she smiles and it's like, I do. I am good at my job. I don't I don't know why I should tell you. Certainly, certainly not now. That's uh police records are sealed.
Come on, Renee. At least at one point we loved each other, right? Like, do me this one more favor.
at, at one point.
Okay.
what what'll you do for me?
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Plus a little extra
Been
throughout
a
your life.
been a while since you scratched my back. Okay.
Let's.
There's there is something. They they say the serpent has two heads.
Nadine just kind of eyes around um the vicinity, and she kind of just takes Renee's hands and kind of brings her to the office, which she would know where it would be in this
Hmm.
house. And she's like, "Say that again."
She looks like very tired and exasperated. The serpent has two heads. There's another side that you haven't seen yet.
Oh, what the hell does that mean? And Nadine's like writing this down in a little note. The
Like she uh uh leans in closer to you and like tears the notebook out of your hand. Slaps it on the desk. I can't tell you more than that. I shouldn't have even told you that much. You get me into so much trouble every time.
that's so that's so sad. Oh. Nadine just kind of nods her head and she's like, two heads. Okay. Thank you, Renee. And she just kind of coolly starts to walk away and she's going to turn back and say, also, I'm sorry about last time. You know how it is with me.
I think that's a fantastic beat to close on.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's.
Thank you, by the way.
Great job.
Okay.
So
Jack.
are we still doing logos?
Yes, we're gonna do one logos, take a break, and then our transitions. Whatever
Okay.
that first mythos theme was.
Okay.
Jack, is there a logos theme that you do want to do, or do you want to hang on and do that next time? Tim.
Yeah. I think I might hang on. Yeah, I'm doing while you guys are doing your little intros, I'm trying to research all these different potential mythos that I can change into.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well then, let's do something for Matilda here. We had a death of the family last week. Time to make
So
the
I
donuts.
think it's time to make the donuts, which is her work routine. And so she works, yeah, I'm trying to think what shift it makes sense to put her on. Probably works morning shift. You know, what would be for normal stores opening, but it's more just that morning rush of people because they're a 24/7 convenience store. So they don't
Yeah.
really close. So we could do some regulars who come in. We could have her start doing what is her morning routine when she comes in for the morning shift, like the first shift of the day.
Yeah, let's do I mean you don't need to set the store up because it's 24/7.
Yeah, but there's stuff like putting the fresh
But
coffee on and
right. So let's
you know
do
pull
the
the
beginning of
stock
your
forward.
shift there. And does someone want to be the person who she is taking over for? Ooh.
Sure.
Okay. And then if someone would like to jump in whenever and be a customer or a second customer or whoever, feel free to add yourself.
Right.
Who the regulars are.
Yeah. So you
Oh no, I've
probably
got the mean teacher is going to come in as a regular.
That'd be hilarious.
was
Okay.
That's up to Morgan. If that's what you want.
night
Feel free.
night
Do a callback there. We can tie these together and
All right.
So,
yeah.
so what's the name of the person that I'm replacing? That I'm coming in to relieve. What's their first name? Just make one up. I don't have
yeah,
anybody.
Samantha.
Samantha. Okay.
Yeah, I think and I think Samantha is older and uh this is kind of like a retirement job for her. Like, you
Oh,
know,
okay. Like
like
how much older? Like Matilda's in her late 40s.
no, so like another, whatever, retirement age is. So like this is someone who, if their life had gone better, they would have been retired.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, I think this is like, yeah.
Works for me. All right. So Matilda comes in the front door. Good morning,
Samantha
Samantha.
is asleep.
Samantha.
Ah,
Good morning.
hey, Maddie.
Hey, got to be careful about getting caught on camera sleeping.
I know. She
I
kind
know.
of goes and like adjusts her hair.
Yeah, I know the overnight is tough. It took me a long time to get off that shift. Sorry you ended up on it.
Yeah. No. It is what it is.
Coffee?
Oh God, yes.
When was this pot put on? Looks a little thick.
There's
Kind of
there's
frosted
definitely a black
around.
rim around that pot.
Okay, I'll make a fresh pot for us. Give me a sec. Go in the back and remove the lime from the coffee pot. And so she'll go pour out the sludge and give it a quick wash because you can't give it a good wash or else you take all the flavor away. And so she comes back out and sets up the machine. Isn't that the joy of convenience store coffee? It's all the same pot. So she comes with the coffee pot, flicks the switch after loading the fresh grounds, and then comes and leans on the counter. Why don't you cash out your drawer so that we can do the official handover?
Yeah.
And I'll bring you a cup of coffee when it's done.
Thanks.
That work?
Yeah.
2 sugars and
I
1
don't know what
cream,
I would.
right?
I don't know. Yes, exactly. I don't know what I would do without you. Um.
Hey, we got some French vanilla. Do you want French vanilla?
Sure. We can live a little.
The story of our lives, right? That's how we shake up our day.
Ding,
Have a
ding,
little
ding,
French
ding,
vanilla.
ding, ding. In
Nope.
through the door comes big stocky guy in his 50s, short brown hair, football coach mustache. He's got pieces of plaster stuck in the hair of his left forearm. He's looking a little tired and looks like he probably had a few too many beers last night. And he goes over, picks up a newspaper from one of the racks by the door, heads straight for the Slim Jims, grabs himself a pepperoni Slim Jim, and then goes for the coffee. Morning.
Fresh pot is brewing. Good morning.
Oh, God. How long is this going to take? I got a
Looking
class
at
in
the
half
pot,
an
it'll
hour.
take about another minute for it to finish.
Great. Slaps the newspaper on the counter, goes down one of the aisles to go look around. He's looking in the baked stuff. It's like,
What
okay.
what is
The
this?
donuts are fresh.
We said this is like the 90s. So
Yeah.
like
I
we would
was
have
there.
like rock star energy would be here if the coffee's not ready.
You know what
Jolt
that stuff
Cola.
does to your heart? He says. He's looking around. He's saying. He says, "Where the You have these
What you're looking for?
pastries. They're rectangular. They look like a they're
Danish?
yeah, it's a Danish, but it's not like a curly Danish. I always eat these things. They've got this apple filling. I love them. Screw
Let's
it. Yeah,
see.
goes over and gets a
Is it
cup.
prepackaged or are they fresh every day?
Yeah, they're prepackaged.
Oh, we haven't had our driver come in yet this morning with our fresh shipment.
Well, my day is better all the time. This is great.
Yeah,
Oh my
sorry.
God. And I've got to work with them on what to do in the case of somebody in cardiac arrest today. Looks like I'm going to be the patient. For real. Anyway,
Looks like the coffee's done.
thank God. And he says, he looks over at your coworker and he says,
The cash register is like out of commission because Samantha is like carefully counting out bills.
So I'll tell
"Looks
you
to
what,
you."
sir. Since you had to wait, I'm going to pay for your coffee. And did he pick up a Danish or anything like that?
He actually he has a Slim Jim, pepperoni Slim Jim. He has a newspaper, USA Today, and he has a Hostess cupcake double pack.
Okay. So your order would only come to $2.10, and I'm going to pay for it. And hopefully that will make your day go better.
No. I can't. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. He reaches into his wallet and says, "Here." He hands you a $5 bill and says, "Don't worry about the change." And I
Are you
can't.
sure, sir?
Yeah. Well, if you have the
Well, I'll
change.
use that to pay it forward for someone else.
He says, "Well, if you have the change," and holds out his hand.
Well, she'll go into her pocket. I have $3, and she gives him $3.
All right. I even got a discount. Thank you.
Yep.
It's great to be a regular here.
Have a
Yeah.
great day,
Yeah, you
or as
too.
great as you can
Oh
without your
my
Danish.
God. Yeah. Well, if you like those things, believe me, you miss them after a while.
Watch out.
It's all the sugar.
I'm not diabetic yet. It goes, ding ding diddling. Steps out. Goes outside. Heads out to
All
his
right,
truck.
Samantha, how's it going? Samantha,
Yeah.
here's your coffee.
Yeah. Oh my God, thank you. And like she goes
So
and like writes out what the cash out is on the little like notepad by the
the
register.
log. Yeah.
Ding 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 ding. He's back.
Oh.
Hang on, wait a minute. He's holding up the double pack of cupcakes. This isn't a Hostess cupcake. Look at this. Look at the label on this. This is like something from some other country or something. And you
What's the
notice,
label?
yeah, it's not the right. It looks almost exactly like a Hostess double pack of cupcakes, except the logo on it is Hopsters. And if you look at it closely, you'll see it comes from Canada. And it's you have no idea how this got on the shelf.
How
Says,
in
what
the
is
world?
this? What is this?
I have no idea, sir.
Do you have any of the real thing?
Matilda will go over to the shelf and look. Are they all Hobsters? Rifle
Yeah.
my fingers through them. It appears.
Yeah, I think they all are.
Yeah, yeah, it looks like the North has taken over.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't get a flyer about that or a note or anything though, so I'm as confused as you are.
Yeah, I really okay. He just reaches over and grabs a bag of pork rinds. "I'll trade you." puts the Hopster cupcakes on the shelf, takes the pork rinds and says, "Thanks, bye." Ding ding
Pork
ding,
rinds will never
and
steer you wrong.
gets in his truck, starts it up after it takes a try or two to get it to turn over, and then pulls back with an irritable, and then roars out of the parking lot, in a race to get to work in time.
When did they switch our baked goods over to Canadian brands?
Did they?
Yeah, something's going on.
Yeah, do we want to end the scene here?
I think we can.
Okay.
Excellent.
Let's
With
go.
our instructor zooming away to school and us being confused about now having Canadian baked goods in our rack instead of my routine is officially disrupted. We don't like that.
This is the beginning of you becoming awakened. Like you just start to notice that things are a little different.
There's,
Yeah. Like hopsters.
oh,
The internet is too young for me to go look that stuff up.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait till
90s,
I can
yeah.
get to the library and go on AOL online.
yes. Um,
Was
I-
Usenet still a thing in the 90s?
Yeah.
AOL? Yeah.
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 AOL
If
is
you're-
still a thing now. I know people with AOL addresses.
So do I. I mean, for all we know, you might have to go to a message board at this point. That might be all you've got.
Yeah.
Look for alt Canadians baked goods. Hey, what is
The
this?
days of Usenet, man.
Yes.
Go old school.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember the internet of the 1990s. It was a grim and green on black place.
I think we've just got we've just gotten past dial-up exclusively,
Mm.
but not that far off.
No, I'm not far.
Yeah.
That sound still haunts me.
Handshake.
Oh, and with that, let us take a break while we recover from thought of dial-up.
All right. How long?
Welcome back. We are going to get right into our mythos with Lexi. Her looks like her character is not showing up on the screen there, so
Oh,
I'll fix that. As fascinating as this is.
do you think it's because I had it unlocked on mine?
No,
I was able to
no.
open it. I mean, I closed it now, but
Where is in the Knights of Payne town? Just under Jack.
That's funny because on your Twitch it does say Raina, but mine actually says Lexi, so I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, that is there. Okay. Well, cool. We'll just use this. That is there. Okay. So, Raina, you had a scene for when Lexi has her mythos replace one of her Logos themes. And that was going to be Keep Hope Alive that cracks.
Yes.
Okay, so in the game, we are going to be faced with difficult choices sometimes, and that's up to you what constitutes it being a difficult choice. So if there's any time that you feel like your character just can't abide by one of his or her themes, you can give that crack or fade of its mythos. So why don't you crack your Keep Hope Alive? And give it 3.
3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
So, goodbye. So we're going to add a new theme.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a relic.
Yes.
So what is the main useful feature or part of your relic?
Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure,
Yeah.
like I'll have to let you tell me whether or not I was thinking when it opens, because it causes chaos, it either causes some kind of fear or some kind of reaction, or people just get panicky.
Yeah. So that's something that you can do. You can apply a status with change the game. So you
Okay.
can roll with your power tags from Relic and give someone a status of panicked, whatever the power is going to be.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so
Like
Tides
that?
of Chaos. Nice. What are the other 2 power tag questions you wanted to answer?
Oh, I had E,
Okay. What
which
other
was
feature, part, or item does your relic include?
um curiosity and a desire for knowledge.
Okay. Nice.
Wait, how do I add another one again? Ooh.
You click the oh,
Oh,
so
I can't.
it is you can't right now because
Yes.
what we've done is created a nascent theme. When
Ah,
you
right.
fade or crack, you immediately get your new theme, and you can put your first power tag and your weakness tag on. So let's put your weakness tag in first.
Do that right now?
Yeah. What is the most troublesome shortcoming of your relic? What can interfere with the powers of your relic? what can damage or destroy the relic, or what has changed in you for the worse because of your relic.
That's the one I chose. I chose D. Um, I basically called it "We're Gonna Die." Um, so if the tides of battle are not going in her way, or if something is not going in our favor, she starts to panic and lose focus.
I think we can work that into the story. Yeah. Oh,
Pessimist. Got it.
and so give yourself a point of attention.
Okay. Okay. Tension. Okay.
There we go. And see how it popped up with
Ah.
the lightning bolt that's colored in now. We can add
Yes.
a new tag.
Okay. And that was
Okay. So
E.
what other power tag questions do you have? B? Another
E.
way?
E was the one with the curiosity and desire for
Oh,
knowledge.
okay. Yeah. What other feature, part, or item does your relic include? Ooh, what's that? Oh. Okay, so because you used the weakness tag once, because you got attention on it once, you got the second. Now give yourself 2 more attention, and it'll unlock the third.
I see.
There we go.
And did I?
And so now
do
click
that
the
one?
lightning bolt again.
Oh yes, I remember
Now that
what it
it's
was. I think I had chosen B.
okay, another way in which you use the same feature.
Yeah.
So
So
tides of chaos and what else?
it was instead of panic, it was like sickness to make people.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I
I
didn't have a name for that one.
I think you could do either of those with
With the
Tides of
first?
Chaos if you want to keep that a little broader.
Oh, okay.
And we can go with a different question to give you a little more flexibility. Or what you were doing there is creating a subtag of Tides of Chaos. If you want to sort of beef up one of your tags, or be like really specific, you can have a subtag which relies on the first one being active. So you could have like Tides of Chaos and then I don't know, utter chaos is not interesting, but you could only activate utter chaos if Tides of Chaos were being used.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what it does yet, so.
It sort of locks in a +2.
I meant flavor wise. So.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll just leave it for now.
Okay.
Cool.
And I use the term broad. We may as well get into that for everyone now. All of the theme tag. Oh, you just popped up the little broad icon. All of your theme tags, your power tags, are going to give you a +1, and they should be sort of specific in terms of how they can be used. Show me where it hurts isn't something that's you know you can use in lots of situations. You've got to be in a situation where someone's in pain and you're trying to deal with that.
Right.
A class example of something that's even too broad would be like lucky. Like you could use the fact that you're lucky on every single roll, and that's too broad. But you are allowed one sort of middle of the road broad tag on any of these themes. So you can have one that's more flexible than the rest. So you don't have to assign that now. but you can all keep that in mind as when you're thinking about your tags, what situations can they be used in, and you can let one of them be very flexible.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So let's do your scene where the relic theme comes forward. Why do you set that up for us? What were you thinking?
I was thinking that she's out on routine calls with her partner, but every EMT in the city gets a call towards a subway crash. So, a couple of trains, couple of vehicles, just utter chaos and a lot of dead, a lot of hurt.
Okay.
Very
So I think we
cheery
got
stuff.
a bunch of people that we've met already who were on that. Jacob, you've got a particular idea for Duncan, but let's have the couple that we don't have Fable, so we can't do the couple that you were showing the house to originally.
Could do one of them.
Yeah,
Could do one of them.
let's do one of them.
Okay.
So you were on
great.
the subway.
Yes.
Richard, we've got your paramedic character. What do you have with you? What are you taking the subway for?
Well, as you know, I had a little trouble with the truck the other morning, and damn it, I've got to get to work again. Another stressful morning. I've already been to the convenience store, and they've they loaded me up with what I need, and I have my bag with me. It's got my notebook and my other things with me. I don't honestly, I haven't worked in the field in years, so I don't keep any of that with me. I mean, what would I do with it? Go bandage myself or something, you know?
He does that enough in class.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah.
So you got your like teaching supplies.
Yeah.
That you're taking with you.
Supplies in my bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
and a snack.
There we go. Okay. So across the way from you, you're sitting on the subway. Is a young woman. Two Boots, you were just with
Yes.
your.
I think noticeably more pregnant than the last time we saw her.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about that.
How pregnant?
Yeah.
Narratively significantly pregnant.
Yeah.
Would you say like 6 months pregnant? Or closer to 9, because the first thing that comes to this guy's mind whenever he sees a pregnant woman on any kind of, or in anything confined, is like, I really don't want to have to deliver that baby. I do not want to do that.
She can survive, Morgan.
It's not that hard.
Uh-huh.
People have been doing it for, decades without
Yeah,
help.
but I don't wanna.
Oh, wait,
Decades.
no.
Decades, yes.
Why do you think I'm an instructor?
People have been bored for decades.
Yeah. Yes. It's not like I haven't done it or couldn't do it. I just don't wanna.
Yeah. But before we move forward with the scene like that, are people okay
Actually,
with
I'm gonna
this
go and check.
person?
Like that's a pretty intense thing. Is that something that everyone is okay with? Like even assuming that like she and the baby survive. Like is that a scene that people are comfortable with?
I'm fine.
I have no lines or veils.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to do a check-in. If anyone else, doesn't want to, say something or
to make sure
ping.
everybody else was okay too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a GSP. I don't count.
Richard counts, though.
You absolutely count.
Richard counts.
The players are here. I mean, what do you guys want?
We've got a line on harm to children, so I
Okay,
want to make
but
sure
if
that people are okay
as long
with
as
that. Yeah.
as long as everyone makes it out safe, or the we're okay with this.
Mhm.
I think
Sounds
so.
good. Okay,
As
I
long
just
as
wanted to
you
check.
and any kids make it out safe.
Yeah, not everyone, just the kids.
Mhm. Right.
Okay, Lexi, you get a call, and it is, uh, all hands on deck. There has been a derailment, and multiple cars have been have crashed. Thankfully, sort of, this happened at a subway station, not in the middle of the tracks between two of them. So that meant that there was some shrapnel that flew into the crowds of people waiting to catch the next one. But the worst of this is the train car of passengers.
She looks at her partner, James. Oh my God. Go. We gotta go. They just tear down the street to get there. And when they get there, she jumps out, run down, starts directing people. Um, but the uh the subway doors is where she ends up focusing her attention because she could just hear people inside. It's kind of on its side. So she kind of climbs up and just starts pulling that door open. Calls James over to help. Can I have a
James
James?
comes in. Yeah. You want to be James, Ari?
Sure. I will be James. So you're calling James over for help?
Yeah, the door is stuck. She's trying to get it open because there's people piled on top of each other in it.
Okay. James is running over, rushing. He's like, I got you. And he puts two hands on the other side of the door to attempt to open it.
All together they start to pull.
Do you have anything to wedge this between the door?
Uh she starts looking around. It looks like there's some pieces of rebar that have, broken off of the sides. She jumps to get it.
Yeah. When it comes to game time, there's actually a move where you can find something useful, called change the game. But I won't make you roll for that in our little backstory scenes here.
But it's a good
There's
example.
totally some rebar. But yeah, perfect example of when you might use that roll.
Well, in this case, I guess she finds some. So, um, other EMTs are starting to show up, and there's just crowds of people now. But um, I- they managed to leverage the door open, and what comes out of the doors is just screams and moans and the smell of blood and just awful things they've never seen before all at once. I mean, they've seen a little bit, but not like this. She starts to call out to see if there's anybody alive in there.
And I think we got both of you in this train car.
Okay. What is our condition? Or do we determine that ourselves?
Lexi, how did you find him?
I believe. What was the teacher's name? I'm sorry.
I'm Tully, Mr. Tully.
Mr. Tully's kind of buried under everybody.
Okay.
Uh, maybe you were trying to keep the pregnant woman safe. I'm not sure.
Yes. I would
Yeah.
have been, yeah.
I think that at least right now, I think I'm fine. So I think like I'm sitting there, but like you can triage me as someone who like everything seems to be fine with me so far. I'm maybe a little shook up, but I'm still walking.
when Tully heard the train starting to hit its brakes, and then heard the sound of the wheels starting to come off the tracks, he saw the pregnant woman across the car from him, and since he knows that everyone's going to be thrown forward to the front when this comes to a
Mhm.
stop, he figured just in case she gets out of her seat, he'd stand up and take a quick jump over to the other side and put himself between her and the front of the car.
Mhm.
So that's how he got flung to the front into the mass of bodies and would be between her and the rest of the people. So
And as the crash happened, there's this kind of like chunk, 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 chunk as each of the different cars kind of like crash into each other on the subway, like this long kind of like accordion that makes this like series of shakes.
Yeah, it's everything's kind of crunched. So, Lexi's kind of looking around, taking stock, and she's like, if you can hear my voice and you can move and come here, walk out of the train and stand against the wall so we can help you.
So there is a small handful of people who are shaken, and your clarity and decisiveness cuts through that fog, and there you see a handful of them sort of get to their feet and stumble out, and so the place is clearing up. There's still yeah, plenty of people injured, lying there, moaning, screaming.
That sounds familiar. No, I'm just sorry.
it does.
It does.
I'm specifically doing that's him.
And at this point, the doors are open, right? Like they're all
Yes.
running. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And James will take lead, but he kind of ushers Lex behind him as he's going down one by one. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oddly, normally that's exactly how it goes, but this time Lexi is she's calmer than she ever usually is, and she's just going through. She's just
Oh.
checking everyone and making sure they're okay, and she's doesn't seem to be even the least bit unconfident in herself, even in this situation. So she's just going through and trying to help people out from underneath, and she finally gets to Mr. Tully.
Mr. Tully hit the vertical pole in the car back first, snapping his spine about 2/3 of the way up toward his chest, and at the same time his left leg was twisted underneath him and the femur snapped, cutting open the femoral artery. He has pinkish arterial blood pumping out, but it's slow now. Looks like he's bled out a bunch already. You can see he's definitely starting to go into shock. He is in great pain. He probably has the beginnings of a severe concussion as well. He cannot move from the waist down, and he is covered in blood and feces and urine. And there is a clear liquid coming out of his mouth through the corner of his mouth.
She doesn't let that show. Like she knows that he doesn't have much time, but she doesn't let it show. She talks to him because she knows him. She starts to treat him regardless. She gives him some pain meds, talks him through. We're gonna
Stop.
No, we're gonna do what
Stop.
we can.
Triage.
Don't worry, we got them.
So it's not just the ones who can walk.
No, we got
The
them.
ones you can save. He looks down at his leg and he says, he gives you this look, and he just looks like he's in agony as he says this. Not pain, but just, I really want to live. And he says, you can't save me. You can save some of them. Go.
What do you do?
She takes a deep breath. She
I
kind
failed
of
the exam.
she kind of nods at him and squeezes his hand and then goes to save some other people.
And I think that is when the home buyer goes and calls out to Lexi, "Help! I think my water broke."
Oh, okay. Well then.
Okay. I think that's a perfect beat to close on.
Mhm.
Oh, tides
My
of chaos.
muscles went so numb hearing the description that Richard laid
Yeah,
out.
that was brutal. Good job.
That was great job. That was
Thank you.
visceral.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I
Goodbye,
just
Mr. Tully.
Oh,
Morgan?
I know.
Would
I'm gonna miss
would
him.
the box just show up in her pack at some point, or should I have?
Oh,
The box could
well, what do you
be
want?
with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, it's in my bag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in his
were
bag.
you maybe even holding the box and it's like in your hand?
Yeah.
Would you have handed it to me? As
Absently as the morphine
probably as a
really
joke.
starts to kick in.
Just like take this, use it in case of emergency.
Because it has a label in case of emergency, bonk on head. And it's meant
Oh.
as a joke, and he was holding it in his hands, and it actually landed next to him. The box is just sitting there. It's got some of his blood on it.
Okay.
Without thinking, she takes it and puts it in her pack as a, because it's Mr. Tully. And I'm really sad now, by the way.
Oh,
Great job.
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
Do we want your relic to be the box or just a little mallet?
I like the box.
Yeah. Okay. That's Pandora.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
What if when
Um,
anyone else opens the box, they just find the mallets?
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. I love it.
Yeah. The mist hides mythical, legendary, powerful things um, from everyone. It and if it can't, it will slowly try to wipe your mind, and that's one thing that the rifts, the PCs, have over the rest of the general public. There was this one point in time here for Lexi when it was like a warm washcloth pulled across your brain and your sight awokened to this layer of thin purple mist swirling around that you had written off before, and the the world around you suddenly came into much clearer focus despite that, and you feel yourself change. And holding this box, everything falls away. And then it's back. And you push that out of your outside of your mind, and get back into EMT mode to go deliver this baby. Um, when you get home, when you can clear your mind, Pandora starts creeping back in.
Awesome.
And if you're going to play a character that has more than one theme, one mythos theme, that'll come up some other time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, we have about 10 minutes left before the top of the hour. Let's do at least one more scene, and decide on our crew makeup. Just sort of in general, why are you all working together? How long has that been? What does that look like? I know we had a scene ready for Finn. Matilda, Nadine, do either of you have scenes ready for when you want to have your mythos breakthrough?
I do.
Okay, great. Well, let's run with that then.
Oh, okay. So she will be replacing a bounty layer with her mythos theme book, and in this scene, she is returning to this warehouse, which she kind of made it her little home, her bounty layer. And she is just resting up, but she does not know that she is being closed in by, I guess, the serpents now.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's where she is currently.
And what is
What is
Lady
Nadine's
Luck?
mythos? I don't remember.
It's Lady Luck.
Mm.
hmm
So what mythos theme is going to be replacing your possessions?
It is. Let me pull up my notes. It would be adaptation for the house always wins.
Okay. Edit your character sheet. Give yourself a few points of crack, and let's replace that with a mythos theme.
Alrighty.
Woo!
Drawing too much attention from the syndicate.
Yep.
Renee
Let me
tried to
know.
warn you.
She did. What did she say? The two heads of a serpent?
Serpent has two heads.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Okay, so what did you have for your adaptation question A? That's going to be what mythos power allows you to respond differently to every situation.
So, it will be probability manipulation, and this might actually be pretty broad, but let me know otherwise.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say
Against the odds, maybe? Or when all the chips are down?
Okay, yeah, no, I like that. Oh shit! Whoops! I almost spilled my tea.
ooh, careful.
She's so bad. When against the odds.
So to rein that in as not something that could be used all the time,
hmm
make it a little more specific. We might need to change the game first in order to access that tag.
hmm
Like you have a coin, you flip it and
Yeah.
catch it, and if it comes up heads, it's worked. That's sort of like your change the game. Do I make this lucky success?
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
And did you want me to just add that in the description for when against the odds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just make it your mark it as a broad tag, and then put that in the like the place where it says examples of when this could be used or when it can't be used.
Okay.
Okay, cool. What else did you have?
Um, so with B, I put so the question is what narrow group of effects within your mythos domain have you mastered? And this I don't know, it's hard to gauge when it's broad and it's not. So let me know. But I put Murphy's Law, which is kind of like the
Okay,
adage of when it
that
goes bad, it goes really bad.
yeah. And this is going to be a power tag that's in your favor.
Yeah, so how I envisioned it would be for opponents. So like
Okay.
weapons to jam, you know. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you could. Let's see.
You giving them
So
bad
you,
luck.
Hmm.
yeah.
Essentially.
So you mentioned weapons jamming. Do you want it to be just a combat sort of thing?
Yes, that was the plan.
Okay, because I mean, Murphy's Law could work as you're sneaking around.
Mm.
It could
Uh,
be, when you're talking with someone and trying to get some information, they accidentally let slip the most juicy piece of information.
I think
right. I think
there is a game book that has a bunch of probability manipulation stuff that maybe we could use as a guideline. Uh, something Lestrange, I think it was like one of the like a
Declan.
antiques dealer.
Oh my gosh, yes.
There was
Was he?
also Kitsune who had luck manipulation.
Yeah, maybe we could use some of those as like guidelines.
Yeah. Let me pull up her. Oh, I'll get the black and white here. Come on, there's got to be a. Uh,
Yeah, I was imagining Murphy's Law to be like a challenge, like a one-on-one challenge, where if it's a one-on-one challenge, it would go kind of wrong for the opponent.
okay. So then we could do that for your go toe to toe and hit with all you got.
Hmm.
Oh, so yeah, Kitsune sort of broke up the power tag when it with bless with good fortune and take away
Hmm.
good fortune. So
Mm.
instead of just being like one tag about, luck, it was, you know, you had to use two uh, different slots to affect positive and negative.
I see.
That makes sense.
And I do have one for C as well. If,
Okay.
and
What specific manifestation of your mythos is your favorite?
yes. Um, and this is Lucky Break, which I imagine once the first roll goes well, the second applies to the second one, where it's kind of you exploit or create an opportunity that rise from that random event previously, if that makes sense.
Give me an example.
Sure, like if I happen to roll well on win against all odds, then I could roll again to see if I find like something useful item or happen to avoid like an attack. That might be broad as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be too broad.
Okay.
Uh, that's neat. But perhaps we could uh, we're already using change the game as a requirement for the went against the odds.
Hmm.
But we could downgrade that by adding words to make it a little more specific.
Hmm.
So when could that work? What situations?
Let's see.
Instead of just any time something goes your way.
How about face danger? Did I already do face danger for?
No,
Okay. Yeah, I think face danger is a good situation.
okay, yeah. So we can use that on face danger rolls.
Perfect. And then the weakness is what hinders your methods or limits its possibilities. C.
Okay.
And it's can't always win, which means too much good luck equals really, really, really bad luck. Kind of balances itself out. Yeah.
Okay. That works fine. And it's okay if that's broad. I'm gonna take advantage of that.
All right.
Yeah. Although you can activate your own weakness tags too, if you think it applies.
Mhm.
But it's good. You want to hit your weakness.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
my
how
favorite
you.
thing to
That's how you advance.
do.
Okay.
I guess that's leveling up in this game, right? Like hitting all
Yeah.
your weaknesses. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Having to make tough choices.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There is like linear character growth in this game, but there's also like a lot of non-linear character growth. Like
Mhm.
you can grow in a lot of different ways. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this game.
Okay. So what happened? What is the scene here where the house always wins comes to the front?
Yeah. Let's see. She is kind of being pursued by I guess upcoming adversary within the criminal underworld. And she is hiding out in her warehouse after a long day bounty hunting, um, which was once her sanctuary, but she wakes up to gunfire from the outside, and she is making a run for it in this scene.
Okay. So we need. Is there anyone else there with you?
Yeah.
Are
I
they on again?
Are they on again?
I guess Renee could show up, sure. I was also thinking like one of the serpents guys if someone wanted to do if they weren't
Oh yeah.
totally innocuous, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Um
someone from the Serpents definitely needs to show up.
Ghost of Mr. Tully.
The guy's
Ow.
everywhere.
Ow.
Cough, cough.
Wheeze, wheeze.
Like
Boo.
boo, boo,
Boo.
boo.
Ooh. No, I would give you something else completely if I played one of those guys.
We need to at least give Richard one character who's not gonna die.
Right?
Oh, there's no guarantee of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to go in and take a fall. I can be a gangster.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So, Boots, you are one of the serpents, and
Mm-hmm.
what you've tracked Nadine down and found this den of hers,
Mm.
and you've been given specific instructions to take her out.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done to prepare for this?
Yes. I think that, we have we've circled this den to cut it off, like and constrict it so there's no escape, like in Anaconda. Uh, I I think I've like I've suited up for this. I have a uh black
Here,
mask on. I have a oh, of course. I have a Colt Python strapped strapped to my hip. And I've come in with a crowbar to try to get in through the window.
Nadine, you
Yeah, I think
hear.
I have, there's other people who are, outside waiting in cars.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
sneaking in alone.
yeah.
Yeah, Nadine, she has like an inkling, a gut intuition that something's up, but she doesn't quite hear or do anything yet. She just lies awake. Um, I hope you guys don't hear my dog whining. He's being a little annoying right
No,
now.
I can't, but that's cute.
Okay, perfect. She wakes up and she just kind of grabs her, like, I guess, belted gear, and she just kind of makes her way slowly within, like, it's a pretty big warehouse. It's pretty drafty, it's pretty dark, um dimly wet lit, and she's just gonna make her way around cautiously to see if anyone's there.
Yes, you hear the sound of shattering glass.
And Nadine right away knows what's going on, and she's like, shit, shit, shit. And she's just kind of hugging the shadows, trying to get out. I'm assuming that you guys are surrounding the building, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
So
think
she's
there's
trying.
other cars that have like kind of wrapped around the building.
She's peeking outside, and she's looking around, and she's like, shit, fuck, where do I? Ugh. And she's looking to see if she can sneak out, but unluckily, she steps on something. The roof is like leaking, so of course she just like slips and falls, and then makes a loud noise, totally blowing her cover, and fucking herself. Whoops. Blowing her cover. Period.
Yes, and you go. It's a you hear a voice. I know you're in here, Nadine. You won't you stuck your nose in the wrong hole. And you hear you go and you see this figure, going and walking towards you and pulling out this shining revolver. Shining, like, oversized revolver.
And I think this is where her mythos kind of starts to slowly form.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. As you pull this revolver out, one of like the dangling light switches in this kind of dilapidated warehouse just kind of like starts to drop. It's been already kind of like hanging on a just hanging for its dear life. But with all the commotion, it kind of rips down and it starts to drop. And I think the timing is just so perfect. Um, that if you or I'm assuming you will shoot, she just kind of it hits that instant that she makes a run for it.
Hmm. So like I go and I pull out. So wait, does this like machinery? Is it that the light goes out, or is it that the machinery falls and hits me?
I think it'll be funnier if it hits you. So let's do
Okay,
that.
Okay.
fantastic. Yeah. So uh, you've uh, you should know better than to grab a snake by its tail. And he lifts up lifts up the revolver, and then all of a sudden there's this piece of loose machinery that swings from the ceiling and crashes into his head, and he flinches, and there's this gunshot that bangs in the air and like shoots over your head.
And at that point, she just dashes for it. And uh, despite knowing that there is, cars wrapping around the building, she just kind of jumps out the window, rolling in. Yeah, rolling. I guess somersaulting on the ground. It makes it or attempts to make a break for it. And
For fortunately, uh there was it was trash day, and there's just this big like pile of trash bags that you were just able to like land on that perfectly cushion your fall as you leap out the window.
yes,
So
thank you.
we see you inside, and this uh, light fixture falls down and knocks the gun from his hand, uh, knocks him to the ground. You take this chance to run. You look over your shoulder and see the gun on the ground and the snake tattoo on his neck come alive and start hissing, and you turn back to the window, book it, and jump out. The glass shatters, and we cut to one of the other cars outside. Uh, and Ella, Tim, you two are outside waiting for the uh, the, the guy who just snuck in to, be done with things. Um, what are you thinking as you're waiting for him?
So we're fellow gangsters.
Yes, you two are serpents as well.
And he's taking too long to come out. Well, I pulled my weapon and I start making my way towards the building. Did I hear the glass shatter?
Not yet. We're just about to
Okay.
burst through the window. Uh, so Tim,
I heard.
Ella's seems wary about how long it's taking.
It's one woman. This shouldn't take that long.
Yeah, probably starting to get a little agitated and probably going to try to see what's up. What's taking so long?
Okay, and you give each other the glances, and then the sound of shattering glass reverberates through the the complexes. Um, it is dark, but the reflection on the shattering pieces of glass catch your eye, and you see Nadine uh, jumping through the air uh, into what looks like just an empty alley. Uh, you can't quite see that she's going to land in a pile of trash, though.
Can I squeeze off a shot?
Yeah.
I shoot.
Nadine, do you get hit?
No, absolutely not. It barely misses her. She like opens her mouth at the right time and just kind of skids at the perfect time. She's like, she stops for a moment, looks at where it was shot, looks back, and she's like, "Oh my god, I gotta go." And she books it again.
So you land with a very satisfying crunch of trash bags. Um, and Ella, Tim, this mark is, you know,
Getting
on the
away.
loose, getting away. She has just landed in a dumpster, though. You didn't know what was going on, but you hear that crash.
It's going to take her a bit to get out of that dumpster. So I run towards the dumpster. And I'm
And
very
Tim,
fast.
you too?
Yes, yeah. Head over there.
I make a suggestion.
Yeah.
You know, it would be even faster. Would be if you two drove over to the dumpster. Real
Only if the car was
fast.
running and faced it in the right direction.
Could
Yeah.
be. But what if you had it and hit it in reverse? We're pointed the wrong direction and you decided to ram it backward. That'd be pretty risky, but you're lucky today, aren't you? Just a
Are
thought.
you saying that Nadine should or
I'm saying that if they catch sight of you and you're within, they're sitting out there with the cars idling because it's not supposed to take this long to come get you. They figured this was just watching, so they're just sitting there in an idling car, and they see you jump into a dumpster, that they throw the car into gear and ram the dumpster with you in it in an effort to kill you.
Oh, I don't know if that'd kill him, but sure.
But
And
if
she
if they're facing the wrong way, they might decide, hey, what if we just throw it in reverse? And
Yeah.
I mean, we're good drivers, and it should be, I mean, come on, she fell into a dumpster. How bad? What are the odds? We're gonna be fine. She'll be dead. Go ahead.
Tim, I think you're behind the wheel. Is the car idling and facing forward or backwards?
Yeah, we could say it's facing directly towards the dumpster. Yeah, straight on.
Okay. So Ella, do you jump out and Tim floors it,
Yeah.
or are you both? Okay. So Tim, you floor it and ram this dumpster with uh, the target inside, and you uh, you know screech to a halt as uh, you ran into the dumpster, and it clips the wall and sort of spins into the alley. Um, you weren't quite dead on, um, and you think to yourself, ah, shit,
I'm waiting for it to
shoot.
come out of that dumpster.
And Tim, you look to your shoulder, where your snake tattoo, as it always is manifested as a snake on your shoulder. What kind of snake is it? What does it look like?
Let's say it's a viper in an attacking position.
Okay. So you look at the viper, um, and see what's gone on. What do you do?
All right, so I just drove the car into the dumpster and my tattoo started glowing.
No, you are a rift, and your tattoo is a viper. You have a viper. That's your like familiar. But all the people who are sleepers and haven't been touched by the mist think it's just a tattoo. So your gang of the Vipers is made up of people with these Viper tattoo, these Viper familiars. You wear it like a
Oh,
badge of honor.
okay. And do I know what it means whenever it's glowing?
Oh yeah, yeah. You're used to it. This has been your pet since you awoke, and so it's hissing at her. She's getting away. And Ella, your Viper is also hissing at you. Get him!
As soon as her head pops up, I'm gonna blow it off.
Okay. So
I've got
Nadine,
my eyes on I'm still moving towards the dumpster, but I've got my weapon trained on the top of it for when her head pops up.
Yeah, so when you guys hit the dumpster, instead of seeing Nadine's like, tiny little head, you see actually like this angry family of raccoons just peering at the top and deathly staring at you guys. And they're gonna jump towards you pissed. And Nadine's just gonna like slowly and clumsily crawl out and run and get out and get away from the scene. Her luck's run out, by the way, so you do see her at the very end of the alleyway, like tripping and falling in a puddle, but she gets herself up and she gets away.
Nice.
so we've got a standoff with the Vipers and the raccoons, like a mongoose.
For the Tiki Tavi.
Yeah.
They're
Kind of
snapping their
like-
fingers.
Yes, exactly. My thought too. Yes.
When you're a Viper, you're a Viper. You're a Viper all the way from your first cigarette to your last
Oh,
misty
gosh.
day.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, your Vipers fight with the raccoons, and you shoot them and bat them away, and
Dispatching them,
Nadine
yeah.
slips just out of reach.
If you
And
lose, though, they'll be the crime lords of this city.
yes. Oh, and fade to black. Thank you for adaptation. Excellent.
Nice.
For the last thing tonight, I think we need to come up with our crew theme. What is it that brings everyone together here? You have been working together for a while. You know each other. What is your shared goal? Why do you work together? Where do you work? Where do you meet each other? What sort of resources do you have at your disposal?
You want to time travel back and save Mr. Tully.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's your driving force.
No.
I know what my mission is.
We'll have our mysterious
rescuing
informant.
someone not top on my list.
I don't
Oh.
actually know how this group would get together.
Well, we are gonna fast forward weeks, months, years, however long it is, and you've gotten together. What sort of crew do you want to be? Do you want to be, um, private eyes working out of an office? Do you want to be, people who uh, are all sort of tied together by this question about, what is this, new reality that I've been exposed to, and you've sort of met as a, um, uh, a support group. um, do you want to
Why do
be
I like that?
okay, that's an option.
12-step program.
Yeah.
12-step program. the, the mist and you. Uh, um, do you want to
Okay.
be a hired like mercenary group somehow? Do you just want to be inquisitive and just everyone here knows that there's something out there and you're looking for it, but you're having a hard time to like doing it on your own, and so you've banded together with a couple other people?
I was just looking at some of the suggested like crew themes, and the ones that kind of are sticking out to me based off of the general way everyone's going. Like some of them clearly I don't think fit us, like the pros or like company men. I'm like, that doesn't
Matilda,
work
yeah.
for people like us. So I think the two that most stuck out to me were the casual detectives or like mask vigilante investigations. Just I was like, I don't think we're really doing mask vigilante, but their mystery identity was to keep the city clean, we need to get our hands dirty. And I was like, I could see that being a couple people. I'm like, we already have one person who's a bounty hunter, like
Mhm.
actively doing that job. Just on and off the clock, apparently.
I kind of like the casual detective too. Just trying to figure out what's going on, maybe, but I really don't know.
We could have that name and also that kind of like mass vigilante goal and combine it together. That way it's a little bit more fitting.
Yeah.
The casual vigilantes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, the couch vigilantes. No, I like that.
All right.
Yeah, okay. And we can come back to this if it's something over the next week that you're like, yeah, you know what, maybe we can rework that.
Always workshop
But
a name.
for question A, this applies to any group. How do you help, assist, or support one another? What draws you together? Uh, whatever it is, how do you help each other out?
Like specifically, I was just thinking like everybody's talents would kind of balance each other out. That's
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that can be something like named here. Uh, yin and yang,
diversity.
diversity,
I don't know.
Yeah, diverse
balance,
skill set.
No, that yeah.
diverse skill sets. Okay. And then the next questions to choose from: where do you meet, work, rest, prepare for action? What have you learned to do well together? Who is guiding, backing, or assisting your operation? How do you get around? What environments or situations are you most comfortable in? What special sources of information do you have? What sort of reputation or name have you made for yourselves? What approach or tactic do you share in tackling challenges? And what kind of special gear, resource, or power is at your disposal? Do any of those jump out as like, oh, I might be able to answer that?
Does Jack actually like own that gym that he's at? Maybe we could meet there.
Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, I was
Do
thinking.
you... Okay. Are you
I
sticking with the...
guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with MMA, the MMA stuff for the character, so that still works out. But yeah, I think since I have a certain amount of fame in the fighting world, I would have a certain location that has been built from the ground up for myself, so that could work out.
Nice. You are the machine? Is that your...
That's gonna change though. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
probably gonna ditch the tech side of things.
Okay. I'll put Jack's gym down for now.
Think potentially what special sources of information do you have? We do have a police informant already.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
Thank you, Nadine.
that's a good one.
Okay. So that is G.
That one is probably going to be, again, hit and miss based on or off.
And what's her name? Renee?
Mm-hmm.
Renee. Still funny.
There we go. Okay. So like your power tags, these will give you +1s on rolls, and anyone can use them on any roll that you feel it applies. But they are called crispy. They're one-time use essentially. At the end of each session, when we do the game recap, geek out during the credits, one of the things you can do is say how your crew grew and unburn one of the tags. So it's sort of like a +1 each game that anyone can tap into. But you need a weakness tag too. So what is flawed or lacking in the way you operate together? How do you get each other into trouble? Who or what are you all afraid of? Or what places or situations do you find tough to handle?
D, I think it might be actually kind of fun to do real life problems because we all have or you guys, we all have our day jobs to balance out.
What was D again? I'm sorry.
What places or situations do you find tough to handle? Or who or what are you all afraid of? How do you get each other into trouble? Or what is flawed or lacking in the way you operate together?
I think
How did? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, how does one fit in being a casual vigilante when you've got a full-time job, or taking care of your father, or you've got all this stuff going on?
That's why it's
I think,
casual. It's just part time.
yeah, it's like having an extra job. The scheduling is a bitch. We've all got a Google Calendar where we schedule our vigilantism.
It's called poker night.
Code phrase, poker night. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't
We
write
know
down.
how reliable Finn's scheduling is.
No.
His brother.
Mine is
Yeah.
accurate. Duncan's
Finn is
messed
good.
up.
Sure.
Sure, your twin. Okay.
Nadine. Yeah, well, it's still Nadine.
Harry.
How did you see that one going? Sorry, the D. That
Um.
sounded bad.
Pardon?
Sorry.
Once someone laughs at it, I can't help myself.
I know I'm so juvenile. I'm sorry.
With real life problems, like maybe some of the baggage from your EMT jobs kind of like bleeds into our detective work, and that kind of shows in relationship dynamics and like I don't know.
Oh, I like that. Like not leaving it at the door. Like we bring our problems with us.
Right, yeah,
Yeah, it feels like a very like Spider-Man vibe almost. Like,
yeah,
you're
Yeah.
you're like a superhero, but like you also have to fucking deal with like dates and jobs and like making rent and like real life issues and exams or whatever. Like
Yeah, I like
uh
that.
Like, guys, we can't raid the Serpent's hideout tonight. Jack has a fight.
Right.
We should
We're about
probably
to
win.
face off. I get a call. Oh,
Dang it.
Lexi's on duty.
Okay.
She's got to go help people who are, had a car wreck. Like, we're gonna reschedule.
gotta reschedule. Update the calendar.
Okay. Real life problems then. That sounds good. There we go.
Freeze on you.
Yes, I think I kicked the power cord. Why the lights went off. Okay, so I think it populated though. Crew theme, real life problems.
Yes.
Okay, so we have two of our awakenings down. We've got our crew together. Next week, do we want to do the other two awakenings
Mm-hmm.
or jump into the start of the case?
I'm personally kind of curious to hear the other two, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we can do that and then jump in.
Okay. Well, I will connect with people offline to figure out what scenes we're going to do, and if we want to get if you want to get anyone in particular for your guest star personas for that, we can schedule that.
Sounds good.
oh, and thank you guys.
Yeah,
That's
thank
great.
you
Thank you all.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Lots of fun.
Great. Have a good
Yes,
rest
yes,
of the
it
night and
was.
a good weekend.
Okay, you guys.
all right,
Good
y'all.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Night,
Night.
elves.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.